It says I'm live. I don't know if my microphone's working or not. Honestly, just burning a little bit of time before my video's done rendering and uploading and all that other stuff, so I decided to hop on here. I don't know if anybody's gonna get on here, but I mean, it's worth a thought, right? I'm gonna hop over to another one of my channels and see if this is working or not. Let's see. Yeah, first and only, as a matter of fact. How are you doing? Let's see here. Hi. Working on trying to figure out how, why? Everybody's here. Nice to see everybody rolling in. Yeah, no, I'm doing fairly well. Okay, I'm gonna just real quick here. I'm gonna try to open up the stream on, oh boy. Okay, so I've got my stream up on my computer, which I'm sitting at here, and then I'm working with it down here. So now I can actually kind of keep track of the chat up on my computer. I don't know. I think I might be able to. I'll see if I could switch this around. I don't know if I can. Let's see. Yeah, see? Now you're there, and I'm there, which is a bit of a nightmare, but let's put this back. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're doing well. Yeah, no, I'm doing well, thank you. I like my tattoos as well. They're very stuck on me, so I just tend to do that. But yeah, no, so I don't know. I just decided to kind of get on here and hang out with y'all. So if you have any questions or thoughts or anything like that, I'm right now just waiting on a video to render. I've hit render 3 or 4 times because I got layering wrong on it and stuff wouldn't show up and everything like that. Yeah, no, this is my first stream, and I think I'll probably only do streams on my phone because my computer, I don't feel like getting it all set up on there. But so how's the day been treating everybody? Oh, how fast can I memorize those cards? It took me 5 minutes to memorize the cards. It takes a little bit of time, but it's not bad. I don't know. I have all of the images figured out to work through it, but I haven't gotten around to actually sitting down and really memorizing. And of seeing what I want to see instead of observing. Any advice for that? Okay, so Terminator 1602. Yeah, it's hard. That's everybody's built with an ingrained bias, regardless of whether we like it or not. There are tests that show this. Like even if we're very insistent on us being very unbiased people, everybody is always biased. So the best way to be able to do that is to spend a little bit more time trying to establish a baseline if possible. So like just trying to figure out exactly what they act on average as opposed to how they act under pressure or in lying situations. That's going to be the best way to get around it. It's not always the optimal way, but oftentimes in body language reading, we're kind of forced to work with what we've got rather than what we would like to have. So I hope that kind of answers it. Let's see here. Yes, my tattoo is Vincent van Gogh based. I also painted a cup at a pottery place in Bozeman. That was a lot of fun. It took me like 4 hours to paint, and then they tried to keep it, and I was like, that's not nice of you. But it was funny. Let's see. And the sunflower painting is brilliant. I don't know if you watch Doctor Who, but I really like the Vincent and the Doctor episode. If you haven't seen it and you like Van Gogh, you should definitely watch it. It's well worth it. Let's see here. Greetings from Greece. Hey Stavros, or however you actually pronounce that. I'm new in observation and deduction, and your channel helped me understand a lot of things. Very nice work. Keep up the good content. Thank you so much. I'm glad that my channel is helping you out. There's going to be some more stuff coming out soon on it. Also, if you haven't gone over and checked out The Art of Deduction, he's very, very good in this realm as well. So can never give that guy enough credit. Okay, I do hope that that does help you out, 1602, like I really do. Let's see. Yeah. Love the Doctor Who episode, such a great one. Hey Nick, how are you doing? It's nice to see you. Random question, do you like Homestuck or have you heard of it? I haven't heard of it, so I can't say if I like it or not. If you hold on half a moment, I could find out if it's something that I have heard of and just don't know. Homestuck, let's see. Just a moment here. No, I haven't heard of it. It looks cool. I like the art design of it though, so that's kind of cool. Can I show you a card trick? I might in just a little bit here, actually. Then back to Christian. The Vincent episode was amazing. I cried a bit I know, right? Like, I'm not really an emotional person, but every time I watch that, it's such a beautifully done episode, and the sound is so good, and they picked excellent. It's just great. I love it, but... Grey Wolf Ember, what is the new video? It's centered around the science. I'm starting to try to do a scientific study on intuition to see if that's something that's scientifically provable, and if it is, if it's something that can be honed and practiced. I read through Blink by Malcolm Gladwell, and so that's what all of this is around, and it's going to be a series of studies, and hopefully I'll be able to get y'all to help out as well, and some feedback from you as well. Let's see here. I'm also subbed to him. Yeah, Stavros. He's excellent. He's a really good deductionist, and yeah, actually that's better. If you feel like you're still a rookie, then that's gonna end up benefiting you a lot more than if you're like, I've already got all this. I still feel like I just have no idea what I'm doing sometimes, so it's good to keep it that way. Hey Helen, how are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Just kind of burning some time before my video is going live, and wanted to be able to talk and hang out with y'all. Let's see, who is my favorite Doctor, and what do you think, your honest opinion of Jodie? Okay, so favorite Doctor is probably going to be Matt Smith. For a long time, okay, so here's the way it works. I love David and what he did and how he did it, because he kind of revolutionized what it meant to play the Doctor, and after that, that's where the actors started getting more eccentric. I liked Matt because he was just a very, very dynamic actor. And coming from acting, I really enjoy it. Seeing that, it was very, very cool to see. So he's my favorite. Honest take on Jodie. I think they picked a very good actress. At first, I was a little wary of it because I hate riding political bandwagons, and it felt as if it was kind of riding a political bandwagon a little bit. Switch it over to a gal doctor now. But that being said, I think it has the potential to be like really, really golden. So I'm staying close to neutral, but tending towards optimistic, because I feel like they're going to do an okay job at it. So that's just kind of my opinions of it, though. I know some people that are just like, oh, can't handle it, can't do it. And then I know there are people that like, this is the best thing that's ever happened to Doctor Who. So I try to stay right in the middle, safer that way. Let's see here. Ba-ba-bum. Mohammed Abdi, no, I am not. I'm looking into getting my private eye certificate, but the issue with that is I have to work full-time to be able to obviously live and pay bills, and in order to get into private eye, get it through the courses, you have to go through a certain amount of internship time, which would take up the time that I need to use to work and to dedicate to the channel. So what I'm hoping for is after I get the channel to where I can just work only on the channel, then after that I'll be able to spend some time on things like getting my private eye license, and so on and so forth. But right now, as of yet, not a detective. And Nick, am I self-taught about all of these? I went to college for a while. I really do not like the collegiate system. I find it very stilted and money-driven rather than actual benefit and education-driven. Also, it's too broad. It's an excellent choice for people that don't know what they're going into, but if they do know what they're going into, then it's a little bit difficult because you're like, for instance, my brother-in-law, he's a nurse and he had to take like a couple classes on art science, which did not apply at all to what he was wanting to learn and never will. So there's parts where it falls short. So everything that I've taken, I've bounced off of collegiate work and then just off of my own study because I can find the same books, I can do the same work. So that's kind of how it works for me. Let's see. Greetings from Poland. Hi. How are you doing? What do you think of the Ellipsis manual? So far, so good. I've taken a little bit of a pause on it because of these other books that I'm reading. But I really do like it. I'm in touch with the author. Him and I might be able to do a live interview here on Observe for you to be able to see as well. Let's see. A lot of books about body language. Just a second here. Yay, I love David Tennant and then cried when Rose Tyler. Yeah, they do so good at getting rid of letting the companions go to where you really feel it. Let's see, Bad Wolf. Yep. Let's see. Did you learn those skills you know? A lot of them, yes. So this is something that I'm gonna take into this new series with the intuition and ESP and everything like that. Whenever I learn stuff, I have a tendency to be able to just kind of understand how I would feel doing the thing that I'm wanting to do, and it helps me pick it up easier. It's really hard to explain, and I'm wondering if it ties in somewhat to intuition. But a lot of it came quite naturally, and then a lot of it, though, I really did have to study and work and learn and whatnot. So let's see. Home study is always better. A lot of the times it really can be. I know that there are some instances to where like it's just nice to have the professor's knowledge because obviously like they've gone through a lot of studies as well, but like I have yet to find something, especially with the invention of the internet, I have yet to find something that I can't learn on my own, at least to a comparable level. But that being said, I am in full belief that people like doctors and engineers and people where really some very important stuff hinges on them to perform correctly, I definitely agree that you should go and get a degree in that. But those kind of degrees are few and far between, in my opinion. I am supposed to be asleep right now. It's 4 a.m. in the morning right now. I was about to sleep until I saw you were going live. You should get some sleep, man. 4 in the morning is early. I mean, I was up until 2:30 last night, but yeah, no, you should try to sleep just a wee bitty bit here. How do you make deductions that are not on a person? Like what can you deduce from someone's yard or car or someone's grocery cart, so on and so forth? Okay, that makes sense. That's actually something that I used to do a lot because I worked at Walmart for far longer than anybody should ever have to work at Walmart. And that was something that I got to do a lot. You can tell a lot about like a person from their grocery list, their health standards, their exercise standards. You can tell a lot of the times what kind of car they're driving. Like if they're driving a truck, oftentimes they'll tie their bags. Or if they're driving a vehicle in which they have a larger back, they'll tie their bags because if you drive and you turn a lot and there's a lot of space, then your stuff will roll, gets everywhere. You can kind of see if there's kids in the home. You can see if it's like a single guy and he's there and maybe he lives in a dorm with some other guys just by dietary choices, so on and so forth. Now, once again, this isn't always just 100% and off of that kind of like flash observation and deduction style of thing, you're going to have less accuracy than you would normally. But that's how you can kind of work with the observation outside of. So say like you're looking at a person's lawn, if it's clean cut, constantly, if it's regularly clean cut and you can see that it's been so and there's not like fresh tracks in there, so you know it hasn't just recently been cut, then you can assume that they have a decent level of responsibility to do so. Either that, or if every single lawn seems to have been cut on the same time on that street, then perhaps they have a lawn cutting crew. So there's a lot that you can learn from there. Maybe I'll go and do an entire video just on kind of things that you could find out like that. Let's see here. I'm going to go back through. Prior set. How can I do more research? Like, how do I broaden my knowledge base? Okay, so what I've recently started doing, this is to Willow. What I've recently started doing is I'll find a book that, you know, I've read or something like that. So say I start with, you know, Emotions Revealed by Paul Ekman, and then he'll reference books that he's studied in the back of his book. And you can go through and start really like spider webbing from there to where if you find a book that you think is great, look at some of the top reference materials from that book and you'll probably like those as well. And that has helped me a little bit in broadening out and figuring out my research. Also, Google is always just a great option, just typing in things like that. And then hopefully channels like me and The Art of Deduction and a couple of these other ones that are here are going to be able to be good sources for you to find stuff as well. But yeah, that's what I ended up doing. So let's see. Do you think Sherlock will return? I'm scared, as Martin Freeman said he didn't want to do it. If it does come back, what do you think they should do with it to keep in? Oh yeah, with Euros. Okay, I don't know if they'll bring it back. I know that it still brings in just a lot of revenue, which sadly enough, but also business-wise, that's the biggest reason that people will or won't do stuff. So I think I believe they'll try to bring it back. I don't know how they'll swing that without Martin. Maybe he will come back. Maybe they might actually up his budget, but I'm not sure. So that's curious though. I don't know exactly how they'll handle it, and I have yet to figure out how they'll write in some of the twists and whatnot, but I haven't put a ton of time just to try to figure out, you know, like what twists you might find and so on and so forth. But yeah, let's see here. Your Mind Palace videos really helped me in building my Mind Palace, and now I use it at least once a day. That's fantastic to hear. I am going to continue that. I'm going to do that. I'll probably do a separate live stream on how to better implement and use your Mind Palace here soon. So that's something that you can keep your eye out for if you're in the mood for it. Let's see here. Are you planning to make a course about observation and induction? I am actually planning on doing that, and that's something that I'm gonna start, because that'll take a lot of time and effort and whatnot. And right now, with how busy I am and my schedule, I have to figure out what things I can afford to do on free time and what I can't. So something that would take as much effort as that, I would probably have to where for patrons, I would start holding classes, like individual classes, or depending on however many people are over there, group classes online or in person if you're close. But I mean, not a lot of people are all the way up here in Montana. So, but yes, I plan on doing that, but it would end up probably costing some money just because I have to be able to justify taking time away from work to be able to work with it, if that makes sense. Let's see. I want to make sure that I'm not missing these. Geometry, which is more realistic? Elementary. Okay, this is a good question. Which is more realistic, Sherlock, Elementary, or Lie to Me? Out of all of them, I would say that character-wise, Elementary is more realistic because he has very real struggles and whatnot with his drug addiction, and that's something that ties him down to humanity a lot more. And then actual practice-wise, I would say that Lie to Me is going to be the most real to life. Paul Ekman, the body language pioneer, they had him kind of review the episodes of it to figure out if this was something that was realistic, and he gave it the A-OK. And obviously it's embellished because it's entertainment and television, but that one was the most. I love Sherlock, but the deductions that you find there aren't they're not actual deductions, and a lot of the times they are right for the sake of pushing forward the plot, and there are so many other options that could have been what he observed. So that's kind of my opinions, but I love all three shows a ton. So let's see here. Yeah, there. Hell, this is Sherlock. He knows what he was doing. Yes, Arthur Conan Doyle was very, very, very brilliant. And that would be something better to study, in my opinion. Like, if you really wanted to be able to be a real life Sherlock, study Conan's work, like his actual work, rather than just studying the Sherlock stuff. Because Sherlock was a fictional shadow of what Conan was personally doing. So, okay. By the way, why are you holding a pack of cards? I just have them sitting around. I enjoyed fiddling with them. They're fun and they're relaxing, and I don't know. I have a lot of like, I need to fidget in some way or another, so cards I might as well do something with. So yeah, just holding the pack of cards for fun. Let's see. I will, before the end of the stream, I will do a magic trick for you, I hope. Let's see here. Upcoming card magician in practice. Nice, nice. I'm trying to figure out, because one thing that I want to do with Observe is take it live someday, to where I do Observe live shows and talk about mentalism and psychology and body language, and implement magic and sleight of hand to an extent in there as well. So yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. Let's see here. About this, I think it's normal when you have a channel to sell something. Of course. Sorry, misunderstood. Okay. Woo boy, hold on a second here. Made a jump. Good night, Nick. Have a good rest, hopefully. And I'm glad that I've been a little bit of help for you. Do you know of any OFCs that are helpful in deduction? Not personally. Teddy, I'm not personally real familiar, but Jordan might be. So that would definitely be a question that I would ask him. I'll look into it though. I might be able to unearth some things for you. Willow, the interview twisted his words, and Martin said he loves doing the show, but there's just a lot of pressure. That's what actually happened, more or less. That's good to hear. Like I said, I haven't looked at it, so if he does actually enjoy doing the show, maybe he'll actually come back. But yeah, working on any sort of show that's the production quality of what Sherlock is going to be just a lot of pressure in general. Also, because of Martin's acting method, it makes it even more difficult, because he's a pretty immersive actor, which is cool. Thanks for replying to me and replying to all my comments. This is my first time. Cool. Nice to see you here, Christian. PMP class. Hey, bro, how long have you been studying psychology for? Psychology. I took an interest in psychology way early on. Like, back in junior high is back when I started taking an actual concentrated interest in psychology. Before that, I had always, been interested in the why of things. To like why things worked, and why specifically the mind worked the way it did, and why people did what they did. But then actually having a name for it and putting that title of psychology on it, that happened more around junior high. And now, so let's say 13 or 14, so 10 years or so is where I'm at with that. Let's see. I know there are many different ways to tell if someone is lying, but what method do you find is best? Best method to be able to determine if somebody is lying depends on the lie and the person. So universally, establishing a book or establishing a baseline is going to be your best step, because then you can determine from there your positive and negative nonverbal spikes. Sorry if you hear my dogs in the background. Somebody's walking outside, so then my dogs feel like they need to bark about it. Rory! So that's going to be your best way. and then observing everything in context. But then I just read a book that I'll be doing a review on that is called You Could Read Anyone. And the author gives you some methods of asking questions in such a way that reveals answers more so than just asking directly, did you do something? So I'll tell you kind of how to do that, and it's kind of centered around manipulating a person's responses and emotions to where you could figure out the truth of stuff, and then based off of that and the nonverbal, you should figure it out. Let's see. Which books would you most recommend? How many have I read? I've read a lot. I've lost track of various lengths. Top ones, you can't go wrong with Paul Ekman. So any of the ones that you see of his that you can get your hands on, read, they're going to be good. I have read Joe Navarro's What Everybody Is Saying, and that one's a solid one as well. Kind of introductory, though. It's not too deep or intensive. Alan Pease's Definitive Book of Body Language is also very, very good. The Ellipsis Manual, from what I've read so far, is brilliant as well, and that is actually probably a pretty good base for you to start with a good chunk of books there. Then from there you can actually go into, just like various ones, so go into actual psychology textbooks and so on and so forth, because they have information there, and broadening your understanding of everything in this realm is going to help you. So sky's the limit, honestly. Let's see. Do you know much cardistry? I wish I knew much cardistry. Not too much. Like, I know like enough to do like the riffle pass, which is like the coolest thing that I can do and the most fun, and then like a single-handed split as well, which doesn't really have a lot of practical application to me, but I could do that as well. But no, like as far as just like actual stuff on it, like I don't know too much of it, but I don't know. I'm fiddling around with it. Let's see here. Working on down the way here. What are some good deduction resources online that are not from YouTube? Honestly, I've had a little bit of trouble finding some myself, because it seems as though all the ones that I track down are centered solely around just like trying to be Sherlock, rather than actually giving practical information that might be applicable. So I'll have to get back to you on that, and that I'll do, where I lay out some good other resources that you can work with as well online. Obviously, books are brilliant, but if you can find it online, that's easier, right? Hi, EH. It's nice to see you. I'm doing well. How are you? Hey, how long have you been in psychology for? Already answered that once. PMP, about 10 years. Philip, what is more important when you deduce, body language or other stuff? Really depends on what I'm trying to deduce. If I'm trying to deduce like a person's personality, then obviously the body language is going to be a little bit more important. But if I'm trying to like deduce what their occupation is, then it's going to tend towards the physical side of things. So it really does depend, but I try to find a balance on both, and try to reason with which side of the coin is going to be more applicable at the time. I know that really wasn't too much of an answer, but hopefully that answered you. Let's see. Gotta go up here just a second. You should be a lawyer. You have an answer for everything, and you're very intelligent. Thanks, Christian. We made jokes about that. I did very well in debate class, and whatnot, but I don't like. I know that I'm not going to be a big fan of the entire process of getting to be a lawyer. But yeah, it's something that I was considering. However, right now, the things that I really have a goal of is I want to go through Ekman's body language certificate class, and also my PI, so that I can have some credentials behind. Because I honestly just do not like going to college. I can't do it. I don't enjoy it. It's good for some people. It's not good for me. But yeah, it's a good idea though. There's a puppy. Did they come in and leave? Yeah, yeah. I can get the puppy in a second if you like. Um, let's see. Did you ever figure out what happened with all the police recently being at your neighbor's home? No, no, I didn't. So if you haven't gone over to my other channel, which is under my name, Logan Portenier, it should be linked in the Observe channel. If you haven't gone over there and looked, the police were at my neighbor's house, and like there was U.S. Marshals, and it was a lot of commotion, and I never found out why. I have no idea. I didn't check to see in the news or anything like that. But that being said, we're gonna move, hopefully, again. So we've already found a house that we're interested in. I'm tired of moving. This will be 4 times this year. I'm tired of having to switch jobs and everything like that. But life just kind of comes at you fast, right? So yeah, but the video, it's my most recent one. It's like an emergency next door or something like that. Yeah, an emergency at my neighbor's or something. But yeah, so I don't know what happened though. I want to know. Oh, which is better, cats or dogs? Ooh, personally, I like dogs a little bit more. I lived on a farm, right, for most of my life, and we had at most 16 barn cats, which is more than enough cats in my opinion. And I'm very allergic to cats, so it makes it harder. I do like how, I don't know, saucy a cat's personality is, but I just like how dogs basically just give you everything. You are their world, and that's the sweetest thing, and we don't deserve animals so sweet as pups. And yeah, they can be a little turd sometimes, but they're fantastic. So I like dogs probably more. But I mean, I don't hate cats, so. Hello, Mr. Logan from the Modern Day Moonwalker. Greetings from India. I love your videos and your channel. How are you doing these days? Well, hi there. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Life is a little stressed right now because I have to figure out how to move again and starting the new job and all that. So it's a little different, but I mean, it's pretty solid, right? Helen, pretend that you meet a real Sherlock. What will you ask him, or will you ignore him and keep him away from you? Oh, if there was a real Sherlock, I'm very, very self-aware, so it's not like he would see anything about me that I didn't already know. So I would probably ask him if he were a genuine real Sherlock, how he best verifies what he observes and concludes, so that I can see how he actually practices it best. That would be what I would ask if I was only allowed one question. Let's see here from Enigma. Hey, Cameron. Channel is growing fast. Well done. Thank you. It's going better than it has been. Rory, hush yourself, kiddo. So that's kind of nice. But yes, thank you. Thank you for the encouragement. Could you do a vid on how to tell what instrument someone plays or what type of food someone eats? I know it's random, but I'd appreciate it. Yeah, that will actually be something, because, okay, so real quick, the rings, that's a video that a lot of people are interested in. I am working on that, and which you'll see this in the video today. I'm going to be working on getting that to go through. The biggest hiccup, the thing that's taking the most time right now, is that I need to I want to actually talk to real jewelers before I'm like, yeah, no, I can go ahead and talk about this. So I want to be able to get their opinions, their professional experience. Excuse me. Woo. Professional experience on stuff, so that you can hear it from actual people as well and not just me. So that's the biggest thing that's stopping that. But in light of that, with that kind of deducing a specific thing, then yes, I will do other things like the instruments and the food and into what is my best capability. So yes, those are great suggestions, and I will end up getting around to those kind of deals for you. Oh, let's see. Oh, it's yours. Hi. I got an A on that present. Awesome. Really glad that you were able to use this stuff for that. So I'm glad that it went well. That's really good to hear. Let's see here. Um, let's see here. Sorry, I got a text on my phone. I don't know if that affects it in any way, but I got one. Let's see. Do you read mystery novels? Not too much, honestly. I I have read some, but like to be fully honest, since I've read any sort of like the last fictional book I read was Moby Dick. I was working through, um, and the rest of it is always like just centered around learning for the channel. To be fully honest, as boring as that sounds, that's exactly what I do is I just read stuff for the channel. So that's what my book list consists of, honestly. Let's see here. You know a pretty good website. Cool. Thank you, Zelia. Yeah, it might be good to list which one that is. Oh, it won't let you send a link. Tell you what, Zelia, what you might be able to do is if you hop into there's the deduction Google group that I'm a part of, just a second here, that you might be able to get on. Yeah, Team Deduction. If you get on there, it'll let you share links, stuff like that. And if anybody hasn't, hop over there. That's where a lot of chat will go on as well. I don't like school in general, but it's nearly my summer holidays and I can't wait. Also, what type of dog do you have? Yes, I love holidays in general. I'll see if I can get him in here. Hey, Rory. Kiddos. Come here. All right. So first one. Come here, Peachy. Come here, Prince. Oh, get up. Okay. So this is Peach, Princess Peach. We call her Peachy or Peachy Fam or whatever we feel like we should. She's very, very sweet. She was a little rescue. We got her at about a year, so she's more my puppy. And the other one, Rory. Come here, Rory. Come on, push in. Come on. Come on. Come in. He won't get up. He won't come in. Come on, Rory. I've got a treat. Boy. What's this? Rory. Come on, buddy. Golly, you're a dingleberry. All right. Move, Peachy. This is Rory. Ugh. He is a long-haired dachshund mixed with something else. Both of them were rescue dogs, so we don't know exactly what he is. And we don't want to fork out the $200 right yet to find out what he is, because it's not that important to us quite yet. But he's very sweet. He's very attached to my wife. Extremely attached to her. So he just kind of puts up with me. Oh, you're fine, Grump. You're fine. But yes, they're very, very sweet dogs. Let's see here. Oh, boy. Working on it. Well, let me see. Yeah, allergic to cats. Maybe the name. Okay. Deduction guide. Thanks. Yes, I got it. Higher pitched voice. This type of language and words used. I really like your dog a lot, don't you? How old are they? Were they when you got them? So Peachy, we got. They say that she was around a year old. We don't really have a way to verify or confirm that in any way. So I think she was a little younger than a year, just from being on a farm and being around a lot of animals. She acted closer to like probably 6 or 7 months, but she was really sweet, and we've only had her for half a year. And Rory we've had for about a year now, and they say he was about 3 to 4 years when we got him, but he also seems older than that at times and younger than that at times. So I'm just going to say 2 and 4. Those are the ages that I'm tagging to them. So, but they're very sweet, absolutely brilliant. Rory's a little turd though. He'll pee on everything. It's frustrating, but he's a good boy. Let's see. Oh, from Sweden. Awesome. I hope it's a lot less warm there than it is here. I am actually sweating up a storm because my house doesn't have AC, and with the lights and everything on, it's toasty in here. So nice to meet you from Zelia, or from Sweden, Zelia. That's really cool. I want to go there someday. I'm not really a dog nor cat person, reptile person. I used to dream of being the next crocodile hunter. I knew everything about all the reptiles in my area. I would catch snakes of all types, and frogs and salamanders, and so amphibians as well, and turtles, and loved going to some reptile gardens here in the States. It was great. Like I love reptiles as well, but yeah, that's kind of where that's at. Oh, hey, look at that. The art of deduction. Yeah, no, honestly, man, I saw your stream and I was like, that's on his phone. I wonder if I can do mine on my phone. So I pulled out my phone and I did it. Literally, that was the process of things. So nice to see you here, Jordan. Got to go now. Lovely to hear from you. Have a nice day. I'll see you around Euros. You have a lovely rest of your day as well. Let's see. Oh boy, it pops down. Our reduction, Jordan. That was it. There we go. Hi everyone. Jordan, stop stealing the show, man. I'm just kidding. I like seeing you here. Thanks for showing the dog. So cute. Have a chin named Pixie. Aw, that's sweet. I wish I could meet her. I like dogs a lot. How old are they? The dogs? Do I play chess? Some. I'm not that great at it, to be fully honest. Like I'm really not too good, and I haven't invested a lot of time in it. But I do enjoy it. Like I enjoy both chess and checkers, each for their own reasons. But yeah, I play some chess, just not as much as I'd like to. Well, I guess the Holy Trinity. We're all here. Yay! Do you know good websites or games for practicing observing? Mohammed, that's an interesting question. I have trouble finding some myself. I'll use things like for observing, like I'll even use simple puzzles like spot the differences and kind of things like that, where it gives you a time and you have to look at the two different ones and see the difference. That helps with just like plain observing. But I don't know, like it's pretty hard, and I know that Jordan and I have some ideas as far as like apps and stuff that we'd like to be able to create, but a lot of it's still just in the process of being thought up and whatnot. So let's see here. Yes, practical is moving up quickly, which is cool. That's really, really cool. Let's see. You're an awesome human being, Logan. People like you inspire me. Keep up this amazing work you do. Thank you so much. I wouldn't go so far as to say I'm an awesome human being, but I really do appreciate the encouragement, and I'm glad that you're learning some stuff from the channel. That's really huge, so it's really cool to see you there. And I hope you see some more things that you can learn, and if you have other ideas, let me know, so on and so forth. Let's see here. I know another good website for practicing body language videos. It's called Yep. She also has a YouTube channel. That is true. I didn't consider that. There also are a few other YouTube channels that are centered around nonverbal communication. I don't spend a lot of time looking at other nonverbal communication YouTube channels, mainly because I don't want to go there and be like, okay, so say they did an analysis of a video or of a clip. I don't want to go and watch their analysis until after I finish mine, because I don't want to be influenced by what they say, so that their bias, if they have any, don't become mine. So I don't spend a lot of time, but I know there are some other ones out there that I have seen. So, love watching your videos. While I'm stuck alone, my leg is in a cast and it sucks so much. Oh, that's terrible. I hope that your leg gets better. At least you have some videos to watch, right? Like I remember back when, like if I was a kid, and we had dial-up internet, so it took like 5 minutes just to load Google, just the home screen of Google, nothing else. Yeah, it was, if you were sick, it was mind-numbing, or if you were hurt and you couldn't leave like the couch or your bed, it was the worst thing ever. When did I start learning about deduction? Deduction is more recent than the rest of like psychology. So the way it was that I started being interested in psychology back in junior high. Then shortly thereafter, I started really enjoying mentalism and body language because of that. And then shortly after that, I started being really interested in logic and deduction. So that's kind of the spiel of it. As far as actual time, excuse me, I'm gonna see if I can grab a charger for my phone because it's going dead. Turns out that if you do one of these streams forever, then your phone's like, hey dude, I don't like this. Woo, my phone's like burning hot. I'm sure this is good for it, right? Let's see if it has an alert. Yeah, I can't charge because my am I back? Just real quick, it said that I had to reconnect, if you did. Woo! I'm assuming I'm back. It's showing that I'm live, so thanks. Yeah, there. Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna wrap this up real quick since it's my phone's killing itself apparently. Do you plan on making more videos with deduction examples in the future? Yes, I do. I fully plan on it. I'll continue daily deductions. And also I'll start continuing like just the deduction series with like rings and tobacco smokes or ashes and, you know, the grocery carts and cars and so on and so forth to where those will be as useful as possible. Let's see here. Didn't the ellipsis manual have the behavioral table of contents? What do you think of it? Yes, it did have that behavioral table of contents, and I think that's a really cool, like, scientific way of approaching it. So that's something whenever I finish the entirety of the book, whenever I give it my review on it, I'll more embellish on that. But yes, I really appreciate the work that he put into making that book. So yes, I thought it was good. Let's see here. Do you know your actual IQ? If so, what is it? Kind of curious now. I don't know. I mean, I think there's those online quizzes, but it's an online quiz and I hold no real weight to any of those. So I haven't gone and taken one ever. So there's that. I'm not sure. Welcome back. Okay, cool. So now I can do a magic trick, hopefully for you. We'll see if this works. Since you wanted. Okay, now this is it's gonna be difficult for me because the one that I have, it requires me to show you a card, right? But my screen's facing me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look away and you'll just have to trust that I can't see it, all right? So something that's interesting in cards in general, like every time that you shuffle a deck of cards, it's a brand new shuffle, right? Like the world has never seen that specific order of cards ever before. And so that's kind of a cool thing. But let's see, I'm gonna tilt this down a little bit more, maybe. Okay, so now you can kind of see down here as well. So like if you go through and if I shuffle it, then this is a brand new shuffle that you've never seen before. All right, so I've shuffled this, right? Just give an extra cut just in case, okay? So now, this is the part where I need your feedback, but I mean, like, I don't know if I can get that because, like, you can't really say when. So just send it over the internet, I guess. Okay, so I'm gonna shuffle through like that, and you're gonna say when, okay? So when? There? Okay. So this is your card. I'm not looking. I can't look. I've got my eyes closed. So keep this in mind, okay? I'm gonna put it back into the deck. Now, as you can see, there's that little like split, so I could just split back into it. So I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna shuffle it a few times just to get rid of it. So now this should be a brand new, never before seen shuffle of cards, so I can't have memorized where the card's at. I genuinely have no idea. And if you were here in the room, I would just hand the cards to you and be like, hey, you take it, you do whatever you need to, okay? But a little limited here. So now the way that I usually go through this is I'd go through and I'd lay them all out, which I'll see if I can even lay them out to some extent here. Not really. So I'd lay them out, right? And I'd be like, all right, so what you're going to do is you're going to concentrate on an image of the card that you saw, and I need you to focus on it, all your energy, and send it to me. And so this includes colors, shapes, if it's a number, what number, if it's not a number, what's the letter, if it has a face, what face it is, send it over as hard as you can, put it on a screen. In between, I'd really build this up, right, so that you could really feel like I'm reading your mind. And I'd be like, okay, so I'm getting, and so if everybody does this, it should come through really clear. Obviously, it's going to be a face card because that's what you're sending through. And the interesting thing is that even if you're like, oh, I'm going to send through a fake card, your subconscious knows what that card is, and that's going to be a little bit more powerful in these than your actual just like normal thoughts. Okay, so you send it through. So I know we're on face cards, so I can take out all of the cards that aren't face card. Actually, no, it's a black face card is what I'm getting. So I can actually take out all the black face cards from here and work with it from there. Just a moment here. There's another. Should be running low on black face cards here soon. Let's see, do I have them all? I have them all. Okay. So now, all of these cards are out of the question, right? So since you're focusing on this, now I need you to start screaming it, and you could actually scream it out loud if you. I don't suggest it, probably because you're, in a place that's not requiring you to scream. But you scream it with your mind and really push forward and try to visualize it as hard as you can. And I should be able to go through and decide which of these it is, and I'm already getting that it's not a male card, it's a female. So now we're in between two different cards, and I'm going to say that was your card. Is that right? And this is the part that I wait to see if I was right or not. And it's so much, okay, cool. I'm glad I was right. It's so much better if I can do it live, because then like you don't have to just trust that I wasn't looking, and you don't have to like just assume that there wasn't some sort of sleight of hand and so on and so forth. But since it's digital, there's not a lot more I can do about that. But there's other ones that like I'm working on figuring out how to make that card teleport to like a different area so that it will be missing from the deck and you can go and get that. But that's, like I said, it's all required live. But that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the stream because my phone is literally like hating life. Real quick, I'll take 3 more questions before I go, and then that'll be it, okay? So Christian says, before you go, could you please make a deduction about me based on my comments? How tricky, like to see Zeus live. Used favorite and became popular in school with that trick. Oh man, just based off of the comments that you've done so far, younger, not, I'm gonna say you're gonna be in your teens, intelligent, probably more introverted, artistically inclined. However, obviously your normal, not normal, your logical brain is still quite functioning. Let's see here, let's see, obviously you have a curious mind, methodically thinking mind, one that you're able to weigh through facts and try to be able to draw out your own conclusions. Polite, let's see, Freeman, research oriented, so you probably also really like to know the why of things, and so on and so forth. I hope that's a good little quick one for you. So warm. So a hard time learning the false riffle shuffle. I'm having a hard time learning that shuffle as well. And then have a good night, Terminator 1602. Zelia, love you too in a completely platonic way. I'm so glad that I was right on that. Good night from Sweden. And yes, she is on her computer, most likely. And then I will do some videos on cold reading, so on and so forth. But for now, that's all I've got for the day. I'll see you in the next stream, okay, guys? Cheers.